Everybody. 2 days ago, there was an explosion at a community center in Edmonton, Sherwood Park, Edmonton. I'm not too familiar with Edmonton or that area of Canada, so I'm sorry if I'm misrepresenting this. I'm just going by the news that I've read. But a couple of issues with this. Number one, there has been very little information about what happened. Originally, it was reported as a fire at the community center, and people were called. I read some Reddit posts, and a link will be in the description for the Reddit. But that were early Reddit posts saying, no, it was an explosion, it wasn't a fire, and all sorts of confusion, and not a whole lot of clearing up the information from the RCMP. We have the information now. It was a couple of cars packed with explosives, and that's what this conference is about. One man died, so there was 2 cars, as far as I've read, packed with explosives. The first car went off, and that was the big explosion heard that called the initial police response. Then they found the second car packed with explosives, and that was the terrorist response, the multiple police cars and other reports that, there was a huge increased police presence. Now, I'm going to show you this global news report from Edmonton talking about the lack of information. This is about a minute and 15 seconds, but it's worth a listen to. This report is more about the lack of information. And that follows a trend. In July, there was the Danforth shooting, and that was a media blackout as well. They didn't release the name. They didn't talk much about the what or where. And then as soon as the name was released, the family had a statement with a lawyer talking about mental illness. So it was shady as all get out, and so is this. So I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to show you there was an explosive called Tannerite. Tannerite, sorry, not Tellerite. Tannerite. And I'm going to show you a Tannerite explosion of 200 pounds. But first, we're going to listen to how little they want us to know about this situation. Maybe.
And this afternoon's media conference was the first time police issued any information about what exactly occurred last night.
That's nearly 21 full hours since the report of the first explosion. Tom Vernon joins us from the newsroom with more on this.
And Tom, there is quite a bit of frustration tonight about how long the public was kept in the dark about the investigation.
Yeah, Nancy Gord, we've been hearing concerns all day from residents about this, and that lack of information, of course, led to all sorts of speculation around the community about what had happened. All residents knew this morning was they were being told to stay away and that schools in the area were closed. The RCMP and community officials actually held a media availability this morning to try and quash rumors and asked residents not to speculate. But then they didn't provide any information about what had actually happened. That only led to more frustration. The mayor and RCMP actually addressed these concerns during their availability this afternoon.
We understand that a lack of information may have been frustrating, but it was critical in order to ensure safety. That the facts released were correct.
I say to the community that things are under control, that we have the right people on the job, and fully confident we'll resolve it.
As Fletcher mentioned, the situation tonight, police are still working to determine whether there are any more potential explosive devices inside the building. Gord, Nancy.
And it's kind of funny, like, how calm and even everybody is. And, like, I get it, that's their job and stuff, but there are people who are controlling information and not telling people on purpose. And these guys are doing the job of calming people down about it. No, we need the information. It should be released. So Tannerite reportedly found at Sherwood Park explosive scene. What is it? Okay, we'll find out. This is 200 pounds of Tannerite exploding with an L96. So this is an explosion. And, well, he swears, but it's only the S word, so don't worry about it.
Blow this shit up.
So that is legal to have. Tannerite is an exploding target for target practice. So that's what he's blowing up. And this guy has an explosive license. So he tells you that at the beginning of the video, and link is in the description. So that's interesting. That is what the car was packed with, according to this Global News article. And yeah, dangerous. There's a lot of Twitter speculation from reporters, and not necessarily speculation. This is a Global News reporter, so she's on the cutting edge, kind of reporting what she's finding. And yeah, this is an interesting story, something to watch, because The precedent has been set in Canada that they're not going to tell us anything. And the only way they tell us things is if we get upset about it and we start pushing them. And when we push them, this is the response. Calm anchors with dead eyes telling us to calm down, right? No, this is not something to be calm about. People are blowing shit up in Canada for God knows why. Who knows why? It's not acceptable. Why is all of a sudden terrorism something we have to deal with? Right? Ridiculous. So I'm sick of the lies. I'm sick of the controlled information. I'm sick of people trying to tell us that they're doing it for our best interests. Bullshit. Bullshit. Our government works for us, not the other way around. peoplespartyofcanada.ca. These incidents need to stop. These incidents need to inform our foreign policy and our immigration policy. These incidents need to stop being brushed under the rug and drawn out for weeks on end before they release the name with a lawyer's card attached and mental health stamped on the front. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.